Hello children, in this video too, we are going to see the remaining topics of geography. That is, the chapter name is agriculture. Farming. Farming is divided into two, that is subsistence farming, commercial farming. Subsistence farming is again divided into two, intensive subsistence, primitive subsistence, which is divided into shifting cultivation and nomadic herding. Whereas commercial farming is divided into commercial grain farming, mixed farming. Subsistence farming. Subsistence farming is practiced to meet the needs of the farmer's family. Low levels of technology and household labor are used to produce a small output. Subsistence farming can be further classified as intensive subsistence and primitive subsistence farming. Intensive subsistence. The farmer cultivates a small plot of land using simple tools and more labor. More than one crop is grown annually on the same plot, as the climate is favorable and the soil is fertile. Rice is the main crop. Other crops include wheat, maize, pulses, and oilseeds. Intensive subsistence agriculture is prevalent in the thickly populated areas of the monsoon regions of South, Southeast, and East Asia. Shifting cultivation. Shifting cultivation is practiced in the thickly forested areas of Amazon, tropical Africa, parts of Southeast Asia, and Northeast India. It receives heavy rainfall and this helps in the quick regeneration of vegetation. Now we are going to see how shifting cultivation is done. A plot of land is cleared by felling the trees and burning them. The ashes are then mixed with the soil and crops like maize, yam, potatoes and cassava are grown. After the soil loses its fertility, the land is abandoned and the cultivator moves to a new plot. Shifting cultivation is also known as slash and burn agriculture. Shifting cultivation usually starts with the cutting trees and a fire which clears a spot for crop production. In this case, shifting cultivation is a cycle where farmers come back to the original place after a couple of years. Nomadic herding. Nomadic herding is practiced in the semi-arid and arid regions of Sahara, Central Asia and some parts of India like Rajasthan and Jammu and Kashmir. In nomadic farming, herdsmen move from place to place with their animals for food and water along a definite route. The nomads move from place to place due to the restraints of the climate and land. Sheep, camel, yak and goats are most commonly reared by the nomads. These animals provide milk, meat, wool, hides and other products to the herders and their families. Commercial grain farming. In these crops are grown for commercial purposes. Wheat and maize are common commercially grown grains. It is mostly practiced in the temperate grasslands of North America, Europe and Asia. These areas are sparsely populated with large farms spreading over hundreds of hectares. Severe winters restrict the growing season and only a single crop is grown. This distinctive type of agriculture is known as commercial grain farming and was developed in US. It is a type of agriculture that is largely dependent on mechanization. It started with the invention of farm machinery in the early 20th century. The use of machinery allows farmers to cultivate grains on a large scale. Next one is mixed farming. In mixed farming, the land is used for growing food and fodder crops and rearing livestock. It is practiced in Europe, Eastern USA, Argentina, Southeast Australia, New Zealand, and South Africa. Mixed farming is the combining of two independent agriculture enterprises on the same farm. A typical case of mixed farming is the combination of crop enterprise with dairy farming, that is, crop cultivation with livestock farming. Mixed farming may be treated as a special case of diversified farming. Plantation agriculture. Plantations are a type of commercial farming system where single crop of tea, coffee, sugarcane, cashew, rubber, banana or cotton are grown. Large amount of labor and capital are required. The produce may be processed on the farm itself or in nearby factories. The development of a transport network is essential for such farming. Major plantations are found in the tropical regions of the world. Rubber in Malaysia, coffee in Brazil, tea in India and Sri Lanka. This picture shows the plantation of coffee, tea plantation, rubber plantation and sugarcane plantation. Question for this session. First question, what is the difference between subsistence farming and intensive farming? Second, define shifting cultivation and nomadic herding. Third, describe the plantation agriculture. This question you have to refer page number 44 in the content book. Fourth, name the classification of primitive subsistence agriculture. The last question, give examples of major plantations found in the world. The remaining topics of this lesson will be continued in video 3. Thank you children.